Russell for our episode of Taste of the Town. I'm here in the heart of Call Place at Vincents Clam Bar. We're going to tour the place, we're going to taste some food, we're going to make some food, we're going to meet the owners and tell you all about this wonderful establishment right here in the town of North Hempstead. Good afternoon and welcome back to Taste of the Town. I'm Councilwoman Viviana Russell and I'm here in Call Place at Vincent's Clam Bar with Bobby Marisi. Hi Bobby, how you doing?
Viviana, pleasure to see you. How are you?
Nice meeting you. Nice meeting you. So tell us about Vincent's Clam Bar. How long have you been in business?
The original Vincent's Clam Bar started in 1904 in New York in Little Italy. And it's still in existence today. It's 112 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing. We actually, my brother and I were waiters in this store in 1981, and we bought the store when it was a franchise, and in 1983 we bought it and just never looked back. We've owned it for 30 years now.
Right, and so you and your brother are doing it together?
Yes.
Now both of you are in management, or both of you started out as bartenders or
We were
wait
both
staff?
going to school, we were going to college, and we were working in restaurant business, and we realized that, you know what, we enjoyed the restaurant business more than we enjoyed college.
Wow.
And yeah, so we decided that, we'll take a shot. I think we could do this. We'll try to buy this store and see if we can make a go of it.
And you've been in business for 30 years now.
30 years.
What's the secret?
Wow, a lot of patience, having a good wife, and having good people around you.
Yeah.
Having good people around you counts for a lot.
Now, what is your number one dish here at Vincent's Clam Bar?
We sell more chicken parmesan than anybody on the planet. We're world famous for our chicken parmesan. It's out of this world. We use our mild sauce, which is a 110-year-old recipe, and people can't stop eating it.
Now, is it a homemade recipe? Is it something that's a family tradition?
The sauces are all homemade every day.
Okay.
The recipes are all handed down through the generations.
Nice.
And we try to stay as true to those recipes as we possibly can.
Okay. And you said your signature dish is chicken parmesan.
Probably the chicken parmesan.
Is that a family recipe as well?
Actually, no. Our family only got involved with it 30 years ago. A lot of the other recipes are, but those recipes were the original recipes from Vincent's Clam Bar in Little Italy.
Wow, that's really
it's amazing. It is an amazing. The restaurant business has the highest failure rate of any industry. So to say that you've been in business 112 years or 30 years is an amazing statement.
It is. Now, what have you done during these economic times? What have you done to keep your business afloat?
Well, first and foremost, even in the good times, we always embraced our guests. We never took advantage of our guests. We never tried to price gouge. We always looked at the long term, not about the money we were going to make today. It's about the money we're going to make tomorrow. So we have probably one of the most loyal clienteles on Long Island. It's very hard to find somebody on Long Island that hasn't heard of Vincent's Clam Bar. So, that's very important. So given that we had a 30-year head start, when, the economic times turned a little bit, we looked at our guests and said, well, what do they need now? What do they need from us? Okay, not what can they do for us, but what can we do to help them? So we came up with a couple of different programs, probably the strongest being our family meal takeout program. And what our family meal program is, it's 3 half trays of food. So you can get, for example, a half tray of a salad, which is about 5 different choices, half tray of pasta with about 5 different choices, and a half tray of a chicken, meatball, or eggplant for $29.95.
That is excellent.
Yeah, now it says it feeds a family of 4, but it probably feeds 10 people.
Wow.
So we do that, and we do that in abundance. We sell about 300 of those a week. And we don't do it on the weekends, unfortunately. Friday and Saturday, we're too busy.
Right.
But, people take it home and they appreciate it. You know what I mean? And they know that we're doing it because we actually understand that our guests, some of them are struggling.
Right.
So, so we try to make it easier for them and do as little, as much as we can, in little ways.
Whose idea was that? That's actually an excellent idea.
We actually operate through affirmation.
Good.
So what we do is we sit down with our entire team, you know, managers, and anyone can come to our table on a Friday when we have our meeting, and we basically just brainstorm. What do you think we should be doing? What's important now? What do people want? What do people need? Where's the trend? Where's the market going? And then we'll discuss things, and then, you know, we'll try to validate whether those ideas are real or not, and then we'll try to put them into practice.
So it's a peer-to-peer model with your staff.
Exactly. So it's kind of King Arthur and the Round Table.
Right.
Everybody comes, everybody puts their sword in the middle of the round table, and we're all equals.
Good.
You know, and that's how it has to be. You know, to try to run. There's different management styles, but usually in the restaurant business, dictatorship doesn't work well.
Right.
You know, so you need everybody as a cooperative to move forward together.
I can tell you, as a mother, as a parent, that is something that I know I will be taking advantage of.
No doubt
because
about it.
sometimes, you know, you're just busy and it's hard to get to making a meal.
Absolutely.
So coming here and being able to get that.
And that was the exact
idea.
thought, that, you know, families don't have time with everything going on, especially Monday through Thursday with kids in school.
Yes.
Okay, to come in for a meal. So then how do we take that meal to them?
Yes.
How do we bring a family style experience into that household? So that's been a very, very strong program for us.
That's wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned you and your brother were actually waiters here
Yes.
at the restaurant.
Yes.
So this is the type of business that you can actually grow into. You can go from
You
being
can still
a
apprentice in this business.
Sure.
So that's the term I like to use. You know, years ago it used to be that you had to work with someone and learn a trade from them and follow. So this is one of those businesses where you pretty much have to do the same. You know, you just can't enter into it and think you're going to be able to make this work. It's very difficult. There's a lot of different levels to the restaurant business. Now, I wear more hats than I've ever worn before. You know, from, you know, marketing to accounting to actually cooking to, you know, there's nothing you don't do in my business.
Now
which
you
keeps it fun.
mentioned that you have, other than just serving food here, I see that you have a dessert bar, you have a seafood salad bar, you have the pizzeria shop. What
Right.
are all the different things that you have here?
Well, we try to create as many dramatic elements inside the restaurant as we possibly can. So when you come into the restaurant, the first thing you walk into is our cafe. So pretty much what you have here is the espresso machine, all the homemade desserts, the feeling of being in a Little Italy environment. Okay, as you travel further into the restaurant, you'll find our raw bar. So if we go take a look at it later, we'll see this beautiful fresh salmon whole sitting on ice, along with shrimp cocktail and clams and mussels and lobster tails. And we try to make people understand that our seafood is as fresh as it could possibly be. As you go further down the line, there's an open kitchen. So you see all our chefs preparing everything right in front of you. And at the end of the line, you'll see the pizza area. So we're very proud of our pizza maker. His name is Antonio Florio. He's from Naples, Italy.
Nice.
And he is a true, what they call verace pizzaiolo napoletano,
Wow.
a true Italian pizza maker. So, you know, and along with that comes the music, along with that comes the flags, along with that comes the murals and the bar and the noise and the environment.
It's a
that
very
creates,
homely feel. You feel as if you at home.
you feel as though you're at home. It's very festive. We try to make it feel like you just walked into a party or an Italian wedding, if
Yes.
that makes any kind of
Yes,
sense.
it does. It makes
So
a lot
you
of
get to
sense.
kind of come in and be part of it with us.
Now you don't only sell food. I see you have T-shirts here.
You know, we started making T-shirts, and it's going very well. Turns out that, you know, our customer base is so loyal that they actually want to now bring a little bit of what they feel about Vincent's to their friends, and along with them to their. So we've actually created T-shirts which people wear, and you'll see them all over the island now. The most popular one we have says "Legalize Marinara."
I love it.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. So that's all over the place. We also make sauces.
I've seen it in the store.
Yeah, so
I've
we're
seen
in
it the
all
grocery
the
store.
tri-state supermarkets. We make 7 different flavors of Italian sauces now. Our marinara sauce actually just finished 3rd in a Consumer Reports blind taste testing.
Wow.
So we finished behind Mario Batali and Giada, which for a small company in the middle of Long Island to go up against mega stars like that,
Yes.
it's quite an accomplishment.
Well, Vincent's is a mega star.
Well, I'm hoping one day.
You
know,
are.
we're on our way, that's for sure.
You are definitely a mega star here. And your sauces, I see that you have a variety here. So you do sell actual sauces here in the
We
store
sell
as
them
well?
here, and we sell them in the supermarkets. We sell them over the internet.
Okay.
We do basket programs with them. Yeah, so it's another it keeps us fresh. Again, it's stuff to do outside the box. Sometimes when you're in your box, you get a little stale all the time if you're not doing anything that's moving you forward and trying to be creative. And we try to embrace all the creativity.
Speaking of creativity and talking to Vincent's as a mega star, you were voted for the past 5 years from Long Island Press as
best Italian restaurant on Long Island.
Wonderful.
Yeah, that was a lot. That was a big one for us.
Yeah.
And to win it the first time was amazing. To win it over and over was more amazing. But along with that, we also won best wait staff for 5 years in a row. So that's important too, because it's all about the people.
Right.
And that's how it works.
And that speaks to the success of the restaurant. Because
Absolutely.
we have to have great wait staff.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. We actually started making a wine in Italy. We made a table wine called Barbera. It's the most popular table wine in Italy. And we made it in this 1 liter bottle with a little swing cap. So it kind of has a throwback feeling. What happens today is a lot of people don't want to drink the entire bottle at the restaurant, so they want the availability to take the bottle home. So what we did is we created a bottle they could take home, finish, and then maybe keep as a keepsake and fill up with their own wine, and maybe put olive oil in it or iced tea or something like that. So Stu Leonard's picked this up, which is great. We also made a Chianti, and that got picked up by bottle cases, bottle buys, bottle such, and they did such a good job with it, they blew it all out. So I actually don't have any here left in the restaurant even. Yeah, so we actually have a container coming in from Italy now, which I don't think is going to get here until probably December. So yeah, we're in the process of making a Pinot Grigio. So, we kind of do extension of the brand.
Right,
so along with, now the sauces, the t-shirts, comes the wine, and then whatever else we feel
What's next?
Yeah, I don't know. What is next? That's what's exciting, what is going to be the next thing. So that's the fun part.
You mentioned that you make your own cannoli shells?
We make our own cannoli shells, our own brownies. We make all our desserts in-house except for the ice creams. Yeah, so other than that, everything's made right here. We try to make everything that we can in the restaurant homemade, and that includes the bread. So we figured out a way to create all the bread for the restaurant out of our pizza oven for the entire week. What that means is that yesterday, we actually made a dough, rolled it, let it proof, and now we can cut it and flour it, seed it, put it in the oven, and make our own bread for our guests. So every loaf of bread they get is piping hot out of the oven. Okay.
How many trays of bread do you say you make in a day?
Wow, that's a good question. How many trays of bread do we make in a day?
I think about 5 times 13. How much? 5 times 14?
About 100 trays a day.
Wow.
Yeah, with about 12 per tray. So about 1,200 loaves of bread a day. So you gotta
Like this, look.
put both hands under it, just a little bit of tension to the outside. And then
Stretch it up, make a fist, make a fist. Make a fist.
You like this left side?
There you go.
Don't touch the middle one, like this, look. Outside.
On the edges.
Oh,
So you're
okay.
rolling around the edges there.
There you go.
That's all.
You
Go
got
left
it.
side.
Throw it in the air.
Oh, almost.
This is not as easy as it looks. I'm gonna try to throw it up in the air. Let's see what happens. Woo! And I caught it. Did I stretch it too much?
There you go. No, beautiful. There you go.
This one I make a Napolitano pepperoni, eh? That's what I got.
Give out the pepperoni.
We're actually going to use this.
Again, I use it. I don't throw in the gaps, no way. Don't cost money. Look. Nice, it's really cool, look. Look. See? Hey. Hey. Hey.
I did that, it probably gets
I never break, look. I never break, look. Hey. I never break. I I make pizza 40 years. Go long. Hey, look. Hey, look. Beautiful, eh? Look,
Look at that pizza, guys.
Oh my goodness. Now, what's the difference between a margarita pizza and a Neapolitan?
Okay, so a Neapolitan pizza uses a pasteurized mozzarella. That's the pizza that we're all probably been used to since we're children. A margarita pizza, we use a fresh mozzarella. Okay, when you make a margarita pizza, we go cheese to dough. So when you make a Neapolitan, you're going to get the sauce first, and then you're going to put the cheese on top of the sauce. When you make a margarita, you're going to use the fresh homemade mozzarella and put it right onto the dough, and then put the sauce above it and around it. Okay.
Does it
Yeah,
give it a
they're
different
both.
taste? Because it's
Oh yeah,
fresh
absolutely.
mozzarella?
They're both out of this world.
Wow, I can't.
Now we're going to finish this with some beautiful basil on top. Okay. The reason it's called margarita was named after the Queen of Italy, King Emmanuel's wife. Her name was Margarita. So to honor her, they made a food item that was red, white, and green and named it after her. Now you hear that crisp when it hits. When he hits that, you hear that crisp. You know that dough is on the money.
Now he's handling that tray. It's not coming out of the oven?
You know, it is, but he's been doing this for 40 years. His hands
Thumbs
are
up, buddy. Thumbs up. Beautiful.
okay, yeah. Look at that. I wish you could smell that. 'Cause that's
Bring the Neapolitan,
that
put
is
it
an
side to
amazing,
side, and then we can
that's
compare.
an amazing pizza.
Tell us what you're putting in.
Okay, this is a little extra virgin olive oil, fresh chopped garlic from California. Garlic from California is the best garlic in the market right now. Can't get any better garlic than that. Also, fresh chopped clams this morning. Let it cook, little salt, touch of pepper, a little red crushed pepper, give it a little bite. Oh, watch yourself, folks. Let that cook for a few minutes. Nice Italian parsley. Give it a little color. Smell a nice aroma. And we get a little fresh clam juice also. Oops.
Teach me some secrets I can use at home.
There you go. You eat my clam sauce? Oh, you're gonna love us. You're gonna be a regular after this. There you go. You see it getting nice and thick already. Nice pretty color to it. Nice big bowl of pasta. That's Vincent's for you. We supersize all our pastas over
I was
here.
going to ask you, is that a regular
That's a regular.
size?
Yes, it is. That's a
Wow.
regular order of pasta for Vincent.
That is a huge, that's enough for two, or maybe even three.
Yeah, well. I get yelled at if there's not enough pasta on the bowl. There we go, folks.
Oh, that looks good. Absolutely.
Isn't that beautiful? Sprinkle it up with a little parsley. Smell that aroma. Wow, smell that.
Oh my goodness.
That is good stuff.
Thank you.
Now what are we making here?
Okay, so this is a creme brulee. Creme brulee is one of our favorite desserts to serve in the restaurant. Typically, creme brulee is baked off in the kitchen, then it's held until it sets, and then you put a sugar coating on top. We happen to use sugar in the raw, and then we fire it with a torch. Now, most people never see this done because it's always done in the kitchen in the pastry area
Yeah.
at most restaurants. We actually bring the torch to the table. So we do it table side.
Oh, nice.
Okay, yeah. And it is one of the most decadent, amazing desserts that you're ever going to have.
Let's fire it up.
Fire it up. That's what I'm waiting for.
Now, what happens is, as the heat hits the sugar, it begins to caramelize. Okay, as it caramelizes, it changes flavor. It takes on more of a burnt, rich, nice, luxurious flavor. Okay, what we'll do is we'll actually toast this, and we'll let it sit for about 10 to 15 seconds. Thank you, guys.
That's fine.
Delicious.
Yeah, that's living right there.
Absolutely delicious.
Can't stop eating that.
I know. I can't even believe it. This has been another episode of Taste of the Town at Vincent's Clam Bar and Call Place, 179 Old Country Road. See ya.
She likes it.
I know.